There's more than enough things to do on International Drive, but how do you make sure you're not missing out on the best attractions and getting the best bang for your buck? Hi, I'm the Frugal Brit, and for this video I'll be giving my top 15 things to do on International Drive, and by that I mean the main strip between just south of the Orange County Convention Centre and as far north as where the old Wet n Wild used to be, lest we forget. And the list will cover a variety of different things, so comedy shows, museums, mini golf, rides. This list is based on my experiences, my friends' experiences, but mainly determined by whether or not expectations were met in online reviews to make it as objective as possible. If your favourite isn't on the list, or if you didn't like my ranking, please let me know in the comments, it will really help out. So let's get started with number 15, which is Ripleys Believe It or Not, which is a unique experience which celebrates all things odd and unusual from all around the globe. Ripley's is suitable for all ages. Whilst the adults will enjoy reading the interesting facts, children will enjoy the interactive displays. Ripley's is on the east side of International Drive, and it's a stone's throw away from the Icon Park complex area. Tickets online cost $18.99 for adults and $12.99 for kids between 3 and 11, but if you pay on the day, expect to pay a few dollars extra. The reviews are satisfactory, I would say. Those who enjoyed Ripley's consider that it's a fun and interesting way to burn an hour or so when you're in this part of iDrive. Those who didn't enjoy it felt that it was a bit pricey for what it was. It's not going to keep a family entertained for a full afternoon, that's for sure. But if you don't give it a try, you may feel like you're missing out on those fun exhibits every time you travel past this enticing building. At number 14, we have Air Florida Helicopter Inc., which offers helicopter tours of the greater Orlando area, which includes Disney World, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, amongst other things. So it offers 9 different tour options, but they'll also tailor a tour for you if you ask. Air Florida is 6 minutes walk away north from Point Orlando on the west side. The tour options range from $25 all the way up to $364. The best value option seems to be tour number 2 at $43, which includes the Universal Parks, or tour number 5, which heads over Disney World, which will cost you $93. The reviews are decent. It ranks overall as 4 stars on TripAdvisor. Most people are finding it to be very worthwhile and offering really good value for this type of an experience, which you'd usually expect to cost more. Most people who went with the cheaper options seem to wish that they'd gone for a more premium tour option, so do keep that in mind. Up next at 13 is WonderWorks. It's called WonderWorks, but let's be real, we know it as the Upside Down House. Easily the most recognisable building on iDrive. It calls itself an amusement park for the mind, with some very impressive interactive exhibits including the earthquake and hurricane wind simulations which aim to educate and entertain. It also has a 4D motion ride, 3-story indoor ropes challenge course, laser tag and a nightly magic comedy dinner show. WonderWorks costs $33 plus tax for adults and $24 plus tax for kids aged 4 to 12. So with the location, WonderWorks is very hard to miss. It's the defining feature of International Drive next to Point Orlando. The reviews are not quite as good as you'd expect, I would say. Obviously based on TripAdvisor scores, most people enjoyed it, but it didn't meet the expectations of a fairly substantial number of people. Those that enjoyed it are referring to it being a great activity on a rainy day, but those that didn't have commented on it not offering great value at $33 for the amount of time it takes to complete. So who's it for? As mentioned, this is a good activity for any rainy days on your vacation, and if you have children in your group, it does aim to educate as well as entertain. Who is it not for? I would say young adults without kids. This might not be for you, as I would say it's tailored towards children and families. Number 12 is Sea Life Orlando Aquarium, which allows you to come face to face with more than 5,000 creatures, including colourful fish, seahorses and jellyfish, and you'll have the opportunity to surround yourself with turtles and sharks in a 360-degree ocean tunnel. Sea Life is located on the east side of International Drive and inside the main Icon building. It costs $25.50 online for adults and $20.50 for children. If you pay at the booth, it will cost a few extra dollars. The The reviews are okay, nothing to get excited about, but the 5 stars are winning. Those that enjoyed the aquarium found the underwater experience to be very enjoyable. Those that didn't felt that they'd been to bigger aquariums for a smaller fee outside of Orlando, and that it was aimed mainly at children up to about 5 years old. In summary though, I would say that if you have any toddlers in your group who haven't experienced an aquarium before, this would be a good choice for your vacation. For Sleuths mystery dinner show, which comes in at 11, you are invited into the world of comedy, mystery and intrigue, where you become the detective and solve the crime. Your evening begins by entering the theatres where you're greeted by one of the cast members, and once everyone is assembled, you get to watch the 45-minute comedy mystery show where all the clues are presented for you to help in solving the crime. Be warned, as you may be chosen for a cameo role, as I was when I was 7 years old, when I completely messed up part of the show by coming onto the stage too soon, requiring one of the cast members to improvise at my expense. A moment that still brings the occasional flashback. But I'm sure you'll be fine. If you don't want to get involved in the audience participation, they won't pressure you. Sleuths is located on the Icon Park complex on the far east side near King's Dining Entertainment. The prices, which include dinner, the show, unlimited beer, wine and soft drinks, is $55.95 plus tax, and for children between 3 and 11 it's $29.95. The reviews show that people were well entertained. It won't be the best meal you'll have in your vacation, but it's not bad. But that's not really the reason people are buying the tickets. Kids are welcome to these shows, but naturally with audience participation comedy, there will be the odd innuendo thrown about, but it's pretty tame. Up next at number 10 is Chocolate Kingdom, which is an interactive tour that explains how chocolate is transformed from the bean to the chocolate bar. You'll be taken through a cacao tree greenhouse, a chocolate museum, a mystical river of chocolate, and a micro-batch bean-to-the-bar factory using old-world machinery. You'll be given the opportunity to customise your own chocolate bar for an additional cost. Chocolate Kingdom is based quite far south, which could be an issue for some. It's a 10-minute walk away from the Orange County Convention Centre, South Concourse, and very close to the Red Lobster. Admission price is $16.95 for adults and $12.95 for children between 4 and 12. Based on the reviews, this experience does not disappoint. People are saying it provides an interesting history of how chocolate came to be, from the Mayans, Cortez, the Spanish monks, without alienating the younger crowd. I did see one review from someone who said that the chocolate wasn't made in the factory, but the owner jumped in to state that this was a fake review from a disgruntled ex-employee, but interestingly, there was no denial to the claim. At number 9 is the wheel at Icon Park, which is also known as the Orlando Eye, and it's a huge observation wheel that towers over Orlando at 400 feet tall. Each rotation takes about 22 minutes, which allows you to soak up Central Florida's spectacular views, and free parking is available on the on-site parking garage. Also, you'll be pleased to know that each capsule has air conditioning. The wheel is on Icon Park on the east side of International Drive. The adult tickets cost $25 online and $20 for children above 3 years old, but expect to pay an extra $3 if you don't book in advance. The reviews are good, not great but good. As you'd expect, the positive reviews are referring to the scenic views in Orlando. The less favourable reviews are referring to it being too expensive when compared to other wheel experiences like at Niagara, Vegas and London. And also a few people made reference to the information on the iPads not being very sophisticated in terms of reacting to the environments. At number 8 is the IFly Orlando skydiving, which provides a vertical wind tunnel which simulates a 3-4 skydive without having to jump from an aeroplane. Surprisingly, this is safe for children 3 and up, so if you have any thrill-seeking toddlers in your group, they can get involved too. IFly is just north of Point Orlando on the east side and very close to the WonderWorks. The cheapest entry ticket is for 2 simulated flights at $69.95 per person, but if you're travelling with 5 people, you can get the Friends and Family 10 flight package for $299.95. The reviews are really good. It's very comfortably meeting expectations in providing an exhilarating experience, but there are some saying that it was a bit short for the price and not offering the best value. Furthermore, you will get some pressure to upgrade your experience for things such as going higher, having an extra flight for $20, etc., which some did take issue with. Next at number 7 is Madame Tussauds, the celebrity wax attraction we all know. You can pose for a selfie with Taylor Swift, swing punches with Muhammad Ali, and save the world with Superman, Batman and Wonder Woman. Madame Tussauds is located within Icon Park complex on the east side of International Drive. The online price is $25.50 plus tax if you book online and $28 if you book at the booth. Children pay around $5 less. Reviews are okay. They're good. Expectations are being met most importantly, but based on reviews, people aren't blown away. One thing that people did really appreciate was being able to get up close to the wax models, unlike the version in the UK where everything is behind ropes. There is a few people who commented on the size, with it not being the biggest Madame Tussauds museum, which will last you just over an hour. If you're looking for an indoor activity that'll last just over an hour, and if you're in need for some Instagram content, then you'll get a lot out of this. At number 6, I have the Skeletons Museum of Osteology, which features 40 exhibits featuring 500 real animal skeletons from all over the world in exhibits such as African safari, marsupials, and Florida wildlife. Museum admission includes scavenger hunts for all ages as well. Skeletons is on the south part of the Icon Park complex on the east side of International Drive. Ticket prices vary significantly depending on when you book your tickets. I would strongly recommend doing this way in advance and before your vacation if possible to get the best deal. I think if you do have to book on the day you're travelling, it doesn't offer very good value in my opinion. It's a lot cheaper midweek and most expensive on a Sunday. So the 5-star reviews are very comfortably in the lead. I did see some people saying that they felt the museum was a bit on the small side and not the best value given the type of museum experience you can get in England for free. But this is from a small minority of people commenting. Up next to start the top 5 list is Pirates Cove. This is a pirate-themed mini golf course with 18th century buccaneers, sunken ships, cascading waterfalls, pirate dungeons and lush tropical landscaping. Pirates Cove is a few minutes walk south from Icon Park on the east side. It offers 2 different 18-hole options. It's $14.50 plus tax for adults, $12.95 plus tax for children, but if you want the 36-hole option, that'll be $23.95 plus tax for adults and $21.50 plus tax for children. The reviews are good, they're not outstanding, but it is meeting expectations. Some did say that the theming is focused on what people will see outside on International Drive and not necessarily on the holes within the course, and basically lacking in the crazy part of crazy golf. But if you're looking for a fairly relaxed outdoor activity, this might be your best choice on iDrive. Up next at number 4 is the Orlando Starflyer, which is the world's tallest swing ride at 450 feet, which is 50 feet bigger than the Orlando Wheel. For this attraction, you'll be moved up and down and rotating around a giant tower at speeds of up to 60 miles per hour whilst taking in the amazing views of International Drive and the surrounding areas. Also, if you do this at night, you'll get to enjoy the impressive LED lighting system. The Orlando Starflyer is located at Icon Park on the east side of International Drive. It'll cost you $11.27 plus tax if you book online and $14 if you pay at the booth. Although it's a short ride, I do think this is decent value. As you can see, the reviews are really impressive. It is exceeding people's expectations as an experience. At the time of writing this, there was only one negative review which claimed that it was too short. Who is this for? Well, you need to be 44 inches tall, but there's no height or weight limit. Other than that, I would say this is obviously aimed mainly at thrill seekers and adrenaline junkies. Obviously, it won't be fun for anyone who doesn't like thrill rides or anyone scared of heights. Other than that, it's also probably not for anyone looking for an activity that will kill a lot of time. Nearly there, at number 3 we have Mama's Comedy Show. It's an improv comedy night which plays in the same paddling pool as Whose Line Is It Anyway, that sort of approach, but very much geared towards adults. There's also a bar and full menu of food to choose from. Mama's Comedy is on the northeast corner of the Icon Park complex, the same place as Sleuths, and it costs only $10 for a ticket, would you believe? This place is absolutely smashing it with the reviews, which it has done for almost 10 years now, I believe. These are highly skilled performers, they're experts at audience interaction and improvisation. Be warned though that it is extremely raunchy. Definitely don't bring your kids here, and if you embarrass easily, don't go with your parents either. This is basically where a lot of the negative reviews come from, which I did find very amusing to scroll through. I really like this pick because it's something a bit different and makes for a welcome diversion from the frantic child-focused fantasy that is Orlando. Given how subjective comedy is, I think the reviews show just how good a job they've done over the years with this show. At number 2 is Nomadic. This is a state-of-the-art location-based virtual reality experience which allows you to freely explore a large play space while wearing a VR headset and backpack computer. So unlike a lot of VR experiences, you're not tripping over wires. And what really sets this VR experience apart is that the building has been designed with the virtual world in mind. So when you touch a wall in VR, you can physically feel it, you can flip switches, fire a weapon, even ride a helicopter. Nomadic is situated on the northwest corner of Point Orlando behind the back of Maggiano's Little Italy. It'll cost you $27 for a midweek ticket and $30 at the weekend. The reviews are superb for Nomadic. People are loving how unique and immersive the technology is. This is not your typical virtual reality experience. There are not many places around the world that can compete with this. The only unfavourable comments that I could see were referring to it being a bit too short, because this experience lasts for 15 minutes and given how fun it is, it really does go quickly. Who is this for? In particular, I think this would be perfect for young teenagers, but to be honest, this will be a thrilling experience for everyone in the family. Who is this not for? This might not be for anyone who scares easily. This is a very immersive experience which involves killing zombies. Also, if you're not really into video games, which is basically what this is, albeit a very sophisticated one, then I would pick a different activity. At number 1, we have escape rooms. This is obviously a big cop-out on my part, as I've included 3 different escape room attractions on iDrive. The reason for this is they're all superb. Reviews are absolutely incredible for all 4. That includes the theming, the staff, the puzzles. They're all similarly priced at around $30 to $40. They all deserve to be in a top 5 list if I'm being completely honest, and unfortunately it didn't seem very interesting to have 3 spaces taken up by different escape rooms, so yeah. Negative reviews for these escape rooms are in the extreme minority, and this is usually people taking issue with having to share an escape room experience with another family. Just in case you don't know what an escape room is, basically you and your team of friends and family will assemble in a themed room, and you'll usually have about an hour to complete a set mission in order to escape the room. These generally involve number, word or object puzzles. So the 3 that I've chosen in no particular order is Blockbuster's Escape Game, which is opposite Icon Park on the west side of iDrive. My second pick is America's Escape Room on the east side in between Icon Park and Point Orlando. And lastly, I've gone for the Escape Game Orlando. Chances are you will not be disappointed with any of these options. My advice would be to either pick one that is convenient for you to travel to, or take a look at their websites to see which theming you prefer best. Who is this for? Anyone looking for an entertaining indoor activity that requires family teamwork. Who is this not for? Escape games can be a bit stressful for some, with solving lots of puzzles in limited time, so if you're not in the mood for that sort of thing on your vacation, then avoid this activity. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching all of this video. I really hope it helps you out with your vacation plans. If so, please hit the like button. I just want to throw up real quick some honourable mentions that didn't quite make my list. You may want to check out my top 10 restaurants on International Drive video, and it's possible I've reviewed the hotel you'll be staying at, which you may want to check out. If you have any interest in future top 10 list videos, hotel reviews and other Orlando vacation content, don't forget to subscribe.